Good morning. Welcome to our gooder days on the Great Loop. I'm Alan, and this is my beautiful wife, Yolanda. I call her Yoli. You'll get to meet her today because she's actually out on the boat this week. I normally don't have her out on the boat because I'm doing projects and it's kind of boring for her, but today is, this week we're gonna have her do some planning because this will be the last time on the boat before we get ready to go in November. So anyways, today I'm gonna talk a little bit about the boat survey. The boat was located in Cape Coral, Florida, and so we took the boat across the bay to Fort Myers Marine Max. There's where we hauled out, and they charged about $1,000 to pull the boat out and let us inspect the hull. And this is kind of where it went wrong, was the fact that I didn't get a reputable surveyor. I just looked in the certification directory and got somebody local because I was in a hurry to get this thing done. So don't get in a hurry, take your time, get a referenceable surveyor because this surveyor just didn't do us very good justice at all. He just wasn't doing a thorough job. So we ended up doing the survey ourselves basically. But you can see the bottom of the boat's in very good shape. It was just redone back in February, March, just a couple months before we pull the boat out here. So the bottom job was done, and it had the speed paint done on the props and the shafts. And so you can see the thrusters are all looking really good. It's got some underwater lights here. But we expected the bottom to be really good, and so it came through with flying colors, no doubt about it. So back to the survey. The survey, we let him go ahead and go through the survey and give us a formal report, which we used for the insurance. And that was probably the best thing about that certified survey, is it came up clean. The only stuff he found wrong was the stuff that I told him. Some of the things that we couldn't get working, like the radar or the trim tabs and the stove, and there were several things that came up. And the moisture readings I didn't trust. So I just didn't trust his moisture readings, the way he was taking them, and nobody on the boat really felt confident in his ability to really survey a boat. So I actually had another surveyor come on that I spent $400 for to survey just the moistures throughout the boat, and he did an excellent job. So here we're putting the boat back in the water here at Marine Max, and we're going to take the boat out. We're actually going to do some wide open throttles and back off and power up and power back down on the engine while the Cummins surveyor is on the boat. And he's going to make sure that the motor mounts are right, and also check out the QSB Cummins 480 engines, because they're they've got 730 hours on them, and it's 13 years old. So you still want to make sure that the thing runs good. So you can see the surveyor, the engine surveyor here, Dave Hinckley. He's down there doing his job. He did a great job, fantastic, thorough report on getting this thing done. So I would recommend certainly getting a certified engine mechanic out there to survey the engines, not just maybe a regular hull surveyor. So when we're out running the boat, I did a little video on the Smart View here that's showing the RPMs of the starboard and the port engines, and also it shows the temperature, PSI, and then also the main thing I wanted to see was what kind of gallons per hour this thing's burning. And so we really didn't get a good test on it, simply because the trim tabs weren't working during the sea trial. And so what that caused was it doesn't come up on plane very quick. So until we got up on plane, the gallons per hour and everything was and the speed was lagging. And so once we got the trim tabs finished or fixed, then it came up better. And that was fixed later on. So the trim tabs were actually just a grounded wire issue. And we got it grounded, and it worked really well. And then once it came up on plane, we got a lot better numbers. So here you can see we're topping out close to 3,400 RPMs, which is the wide open throttle. We're burning about 50 gallons per hour. So at 25 knots, 50 gallons per hour, that's running about a half gallon half a mile per gallon. So here we got the group that was surveying the boat and myself here running across Fort Myers Bay. So it was a lot of fun doing this trial. But again, I'm going to say don't just pull somebody out of the director like I did. You get yourself a referenced surveyor and get a really good survey on the boat, because if you don't have the ability to survey it yourself like we did with some friends, then you really do need to rely on that surveyor to find issues with the boat. And I'm telling you now, not all surveyors know all boats and all things to look at. So it's just a daunting task to go out and survey a boat. So you need to help out, do a little DIY, do it yourself, and you go through everything and make sure all the electronics work, the pumps, the even the appliances, the refrigerator, run them under a load as much as you can, as long as you can, all the air conditioners, if there's air conditioners on board. But again, take it upon yourself to test out as much as you possibly can yourself, so that the survey will really tell you what kind of shape the boat's in. So that's it. I'm Alan on Gooder Days on the Loop, and we'll see you on the water.